Right, I'm here now with another one of the wrestlers appearing on tonight's bout. That's Bambi. Good evening, Bambi.
Good evening, sir.
Where did you get the name? Where did you get this name?
Well, I'm a full-time pro wrestler for over 15 years now. And when I started with wrestling, I was very skinny. I was 16 years old, and one veteran said, "What are you doing here? You know, you're too skinny, too young, and the only thing you probably can beat in the ring is a little Bambi." So I thought, all right, okay, that makes me the Bambikiller then.
Oh, so now everybody, you know, around the world, you could say 90% of the people around the world really love wrestling. I mean, it's on, you know yourself, it's on almost every television channel available.
Yeah.
The thing is, what makes a person take up wrestling as a career move? You know, why would a person do this? You know?
Well, first of all, you're absolutely right. I traveled over 30 countries all over the globe, like Colombia, Ecuador, Japan, everywhere in Africa, everywhere in Europe. Wrestling is very popular all over around the world. For me, you know, I never wanted to have a regular job like get up in the morning.
Nine to five.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Never wanted that, and I can't see myself in a job like that. But getting in the ring, getting that, you know, everybody's yelling your name and cheering you for you, that's special, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm in the lucky position to say that I'm a full-time pro wrestler for such a long time, and I don't want to stop.
No, well, I guess the adrenaline running when you hear that crowd.
Definitely.
Now, when you compare two countries, now, when you go to Japan, you've wrestled in Japan.
Yeah.
Now, how would you say the differences would be, say, between a crowd in Japan and a crowd here in Qatar, which is obviously a much smaller place, but, you know, crowds are crowds.
Yeah. I just did a tour about 10 days ago in Japan. I'm going there in 4 days, going back there. In Japan, the crowd's phenomenal. You know, it's like when you wrestle in the Tokyo Dome, that building holds 80,000 people. So that's huge. But the crowd there is very silent. But when big action happens, they clap and cheer, and when it's all over, when the match is over, they're really loud. Here, as you can see, you know, it's kids cheering you up, and they, from start to the end, they're there, you know, and then I like both.
Yeah, but the kids love it altogether. I mean, here in Qatar we have many channels, you know, which the kids can actually watch, and they can watch wrestling half the day. But now, I'm just going back to Japan just for one question.
Yeah.
I mean, do people in Japan, you know, because they have their sumo wrestling and things there, I mean, is that very, very much a sort of a very, very cultural thing? And they go there for, you know, rather than to scream and shout, they go there to watch the moves, the way they do it, because I mean, I don't even begin to pretend to understand sumo wrestling. I watch it, but I don't know what it's all about. Whereas normal wrestling, you know, I know what has to happen in normal wrestling. In Japan, is there a difference between the two in, say, the crowd?
Yeah, you mean between sumo wrestling and professional wrestling?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a big difference, because it's the same thing in sumo wrestling. They're very silent, and then when the finish is there, you know, when it's all over, then they clap and cheer. So that's pretty similar. But you know, because you mentioned sumo wrestling, on the last tour, I wrestled Akebono, who is the biggest sumo wrestler, the #1 Yokozuna, and I beat him. So now he's a professional wrestler. He switched his career from sumo wrestling because he was the #1 guy. There was nobody to beat him, and then he became a pro wrestler.
So you can honestly say then the size doesn't really always matter when you're in the ring with someone.
No, it doesn't really matter. To be honest with you, it does not matter, because a small guy got more wind and
could be speedier.
Yes. Yeah. And at the other hand, if you have like a guy like Big Daddy V, who's 220 kilos, which is like 450 pounds or more, 500 pounds, he's strong. You know, when he got you, he got you. You know, when he's punching you, he's punching you.
But what does what does it feel like? I can't begin to imagine what it might feel like. What does it feel like when somebody as big as that lands on you? You know, when they're doing
a splash.
Yeah.
It feels horrible.
I mean,
you know, it takes all your air out. At one point, you want to move, but you can't because you know it's like that, that's what I'm trying to say. When you can't breathe no more, you can't move.
Yeah.
And then when this guy's jumping up in the air and landing on you, you know, you wish you would be in a different place. But you know.
Anyway, I could just say thank you very much for talking to us, and you know, I wish you great success here tonight.
Thank you. It's a big night for me.
Yeah, and
championship match.
Yeah, and I hope, you know, we see you back here again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.